It's the middle of August, and here in Boston, Massachusetts, the King's Court, the smaller version, the East Coast version, on hand here today as the Mariners try to even this series against the Boston Red Sox with the King on the mound, Felix Hernandez, as we welcome you to Mariner Baseball. Mariners taking on the Boston Red Sox, second game of a three-game set. Temperature is going to be in the 90s today. Good day to get loose out on the ball field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Mariners that will face Wade Miley.
This afternoon's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it'll be Marte. How about Kyle Seager last night? A home run, a .333 hitter here at Fenway Park for Kyle, his 17th home run on the year. Nelson Cruz snapped his 21-game hitting streak last night, so hopefully he gets it started again today. Cano, Gutierrez, and Jackson in the middle of the lineup. Mark Trumbull had yesterday off, hitting 7th and the DH in this one. Montero and Zunino round out the 9 for the Mariners. For Wade Miley on the year, an 8.9 record, high ERA, 4.68 ERA for him, 98 strikeouts and 49 walks. So a lot of walks. He can get wild at times. Opponent's hitting .265. He's given up 13 home runs this year. And a look at the defense for the Red Sox, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Diaz getting the starting left. Betts in center. Bradley Jr. out in right. Sandoval, the third baseman. Bogarts and Holt playing up the middle. Travis Shaw, good night for him last night, back at first base. And Blake Swihart will do the catching.
Blimp, DirecTV Blimp, showing us some wonderful pictures high above Fenway Park. And here we go. First pitch is in there for strike to Ketel Marte. Who played umpire today, Ryan Blackney. Mark Rippiker at first, Brian O'Neill at second, and Alan Porter at third. Wade Miley, Mariners saw him when he was with Arizona back on June 18th of 2012. And here's a bouncing ball to the third baseman, Sandoval. Easy hop. And he throws out Marte. And you'll notice that Mr. Miley, and as accurately told to me, is a skosh faster than Mark Burley. And that's saying something.
That's saying something. Burley, one of the quickest workers that we've watched over the years. So it'll be interesting to watch Wade Miley. For Miley, he has a good fastball. He'll average around 91 miles an hour on his fastball. Likes his changeup. You'll see that quite a bit today. He'll mix in a slider and an occasional curveball. As Kyle steps in, left-handed hitter is hitting .231 with just one home run off of him. Righty's .275 with 12 home runs against Miley.
First pitch to Kyle Seager off the plate. Ball one. Kyle 2 for his last 7. Hit a home run last night. Mariners only tally that came in the first inning. Time called and granted. Here's our Seattle City Light power play. And Kyle he powered it out of here. 17th home run, 46 run batted in.
I thought it was interesting right there. We were talking about Miley and how quickly he wants to work, and Kyle stepping out right away.
Line drive, center field. Betts is there. So Betts makes some terrific catches yesterday against Robinson Cano. Robbie's first 2 times up. One to the track and another where he banged into the wall, left center field, deep left center field. Miley, 28 years old, out of Hammond, Louisiana. Came over from Arizona back in December of 2014. Here's Nelson Cruz.
Miley has 10 starts this year here at Fenway Park. Hasn't gone particularly well for him. He has a 4-4 record, but his ERA over 5 here at home.
Quickly ahead of Cruz. Ball 1-1-2. Miley got to the bigs in 2011 with Arizona. Strikes out Cruz, and that was a quick and efficient inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. When we come back, the King, Felix Hernandez, looking for his 15th win. That would be the best in the major leagues if he can pull it off here today. Performances here at Fenway Park, a 3-1 record, a 2.60 ERA in 8 starts. Let's take a look at the Red Sox batting order.
For interim manager Torey Lovello, Mookie Betts is going to lead things off, and it's Holt, Bogarts. David Ortiz still going strong. The DH hitting cleanup, had a double, an RBI, and scored 3 runs in last night's ball game. Travis Shaw, a couple of home runs for him in last night's game. He'll be at first and hit fifth. Then it's Sandoval, Diaz, Swihart, and Bradley Jr. rounding out the 9 for the Red Sox. For Felix on the year, 14-game winner. ERA at a 3.11, has 145 strikeouts and just 42 walks. Opponents hitting .233 against Felix.
Felix going old school. He's got his pants tucked just below the knee, going with the old school socks. He throws a first pitch strike to Mookie Betts. It's a good throwback look wearing your pants up that high. Popped up this way, 0-2.
For Felix, his average fastball around 92 miles an hour. In his last outing, he was 93, 94 with his fastball. Of course, he has the great changeup. We'll see that quite a bit today. This year, he's thrown it about 30% of the time. His curveball percentage is up this year. Up over 20% with the curve.
Foul ball.
I think it'll be interesting to watch Felix work today and how often he pitches inside. I thought that was pretty apparent watching the Red Sox in last night's game. They were very aggressive on pitches out over the plate. You have to try to keep them honest. Felix so far a couple of fastballs in on Betts.
He's hit up the middle. That's the best base stealing threat for Boston. 14 steals this season.
Defense for the Mariners. Gutierrez getting the start in left field. Austin Jackson out in center. Nelson Cruz is in right. Kyle Seager at third. Marte getting the start at shortstop. Cano and Montero on the right side of the infield. And Mike Zunino's had a few days off. He'll do the catching this afternoon.
Mookie Betts aboard, brings up Brock Holt, a 277 hitter with 2 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Had a good night yesterday, 2 for 6 with 3 runs knocked in. He's 1 for 12 career against Felix.
Holt can play everywhere, but with Pedroia on the disabled list, getting his starts at second base these days, but he can also play in the outfield, play anywhere on the infield. And a double and a triple in last night's game.
Wade Boggs is old, number 26. Outfield straight away, not too deep. Infield double play depth. Montero fields. Foul ball, 1-2.
We showed the numbers for Felix here in this ballpark. 3-1 record, a 2.60 ERA. Big reason why is Felix, when he's pitching well, pitches down in the zone, and that plays in any ballpark. Of course, they have the short porch here with the monster out and left. But if early in the game Felix is able to keep the ball on the ground, he should be in pretty good shape.
And a 1-2 count to Holt. Time called, and Felix did just what you talked about last night, what Montgomery didn't do. Make him stop. No walk and lead. Just held the ball.
When you watch Betts, he'll try to time it, and with that he'll continue to inch off the base. But Felix, now that he's able to just hold it on him, you make him stop. There you go. And switch up your times.
That's a good looking 1-6-3 double play. 2 down.
Well, Felix is a good athlete, and he certainly fields his position well. And you'll take a look at this. Comebacker right to him and throws a strike to Marte as he comes across the diamond. Marte, a strong throwing arm. Even though Holt can run, was able to get him by about a half a step.
Marte looked good coming across the bag, didn't he?
He does. He's going to be interesting to watch. We've seen him at second short and in the outfield now, and it'll be interesting to watch him the rest of the way. But athletically, his speed and his arm strength is certainly there. but he's young. He's going to make some mistakes.
6 started shortstop. Here's ground ball through the hole right side. Base hit for Bogarts. His first career hit off the field. It's 1 for 7 now.
Well, when you look at the opposing lineup against your pitcher, you usually have to circle a guy to watch out for, and he's walking up to the plate right now. David Ortiz, in his career, and he has 38 at-bats against Felix, a .395 average with a couple of home runs. Mariners will put the shift on Kyle Seager, going to move to the right side of the infield. So Marte, the only one on the left side. You can see Cano all the way out on the grass.
Ortiz, a Boston icon, goes 2 for 4 last night. 3 runs scored, drove in a run. For a guy turning 40 in November, he's still swinging a good bat. 25 homers and 69 runs batted in. Tied for 9th in home runs in the league. Strike 1. Since the All-Star break, David Ortiz in 25 games hitting .340, 10 homers and 26 runs batted in. That's a tad hot.
No, he's hot. On their last road trip, it was an 8-game road trip. He hit 5 home runs on that trip.
1-1 to Ortiz.
And there you can see the difference for him.
He has picked it up. We've seen it before. Line drive, left field, base hit.
Well, we'll take a look at it. Hitting the line drive the other way against the shift. That's on the changeup. Actually in a pretty good location too, but I guess when a guy has your number, he has your number, because that changeup was on the outside corner right at the knees, and he went the other way with it. Felix trying to get him to roll over on it.
Two out, 2 on. Young Travis Shaw, 3 for 5 last night. 2 home runs. Scored twice, drove in 3. It's a Red Sox team that's 4th in batting average in the league, 8th in scoring, 4.32 runs per ball game, 10th in homers, and 8th in slugging. Runners will hold as that ball gets away from Zunino. One other game underway in the major leagues. Yankees lead 1-0 at Toronto. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. Every other game is later on tonight. Montero, the backhand, feeds the Felix. Nicely done. Nice job, Montero, and Felix doing his job to get over there as well. So Jesus Montero, nice job. Those scores. We go to the 2nd. As you look at I-90 on the right, take you all the way back to Seattle. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag RTNW, Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Robinson Cano to lead things off here for the Mariners in the second, followed by Franklin Gutierrez and Austin Jackson. Robbie first 2 times up. Hit the ball hard, had nothing to show for it. 2 good catches by Betts, and he came back with a double off the wall and a single to left. So he is feeling good at the plate. Bogaerts will eat this one up. Oh, and off the glove. How about that? Routine play, and he totally blows it. Mariners see if they can take advantage here. Shaw had it in his glove, couldn't hold on. The throw was offline. That thing sailed.
I think a couple of things. You're right, it sails. He comes off the bag to make the catch and was going to try to get back in time, and I think he would have made it.
Cano is aboard on the error. Gutierrez looks to strike.
Probably an E6 on that one. It did take him off the bag.
So an error on the shortstop, Bogaerts.
And that's an important point that you pointed out right there. You're starting the inning off. I'm telling you, in this ballpark, walks and errors will cost you. So hopefully the Mariners can make them pay for that error, especially since it's starting the inning off.
First inning walk proved to be costly for Mike Montgomery last night. Mariners had 2 first inning walks and didn't score. They did get the home run from Seager. Goody in his 15th start to left field. In left field, here's Bogaerts to Holt. They turn to double play.
Take another look at it. The ball was hit firmly, and once they were able to handle it, Bogaerts was able to handle it. It's an easy double play.
Here's Austin Jackson, 3-game hitting streak, 6 for his last 13,
including a couple of doubles in last night's ball game.
Two-0.
A little bit of a breeze here this afternoon. It's blowing straight out to center field.
I'd like to know what Miley's heart rate is, because he is smoking right now.
He's working quickly. You know, again, we saw Kyle do it in the first inning, stepping out on him.
Absolutely.
And he's doing it. He wants to get into a rhythm and a quick pace. At times you have to step out just to do it and slow him down. It's not a bad idea.
And Jackson fouls it into the mid of Swihart, the catcher. Double play, big help for Miley in that inning. No score. this ball game early on here as we take a look at our Coors Light cold, hard facts. And Felix trying to get win number 15 today. He's currently tied with Dallas Keuchel for the big league lead as well as the American League lead. Burley and Colin McHugh right on their tails. Pablo Sandoval, Alejandro Diaza, and Blake Swihart. 6, 7, and 8 here for the Red Sox. Breaking ball, a strike to Kung Fu Panda. 3 for 5, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored last night. 15-1 Red Sox win. Oh, he got on a pitch and drives it deep to center field, and it is gone. 10th home run, 39th RBI, 1-0. Red Sox. That's some power.
Well, it's a mistake by Felix. You won't see it very often, but every now and then he'll make a mistake. This one was with his changeup. It's going to be in the middle of the plate, but more importantly, he elevates it for him. 85 miles an hour right above the belt.
Third career hit for Sandoval against Felix. 3 for 8 now. Brings up Alejandro Diaza.
Boston is a good hitting team. They are 4th in the American League in batting average. They've struggled at times to score runs and take advantage of that. 8th in runs scored. 10th in home runs.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Quick dispatch of Diaza. Felix's first strikeout, 1 down. On Saturday, 22nd, number 22 will take over Safeco Field in bobblehead form. Join us for Robinson Cano bobblehead night. Mariners will be hosting the White Sox at 6:10. Thanks to Root Sports. This collectible, it's free to the first 20,000 fans. Tickets at mariners.com. Swihart switching in catcher. Strike 1. Base hit left field. 3 hits in the first inning, 2 more here in the second.
And we'll take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo. And here's the changeup. Sandoval at the plate. Right about belt high, right in the middle. Dead center field. Just enough of it to clear the wall in center. Solid base hit by Swihart, hitting the ball the other way.
Here's right fielder Jackie Bradley Jr. 3 for 5 yesterday. RBI, run scored. Ball 1.
Felix throwing a lot of strikes here early. 23 pitches, 18 strikes for him.
Bradley sends one center field. Jackson going back, going to track, and he's going to watch that one get out of here. A 2-run bomb by Jackie Bradley Jr. The right fielder's first career hit off of Felix. And he charged that thing up. His 3rd home run. RBIs 11 and 12.
And it looks like a similar pitch to the one Sandoval hit out. A changeup right in the middle of the plate. And not a lot of movement on Felix's changeup here early. Both of them fairly flat. Typically he gets a lot of downward movement to it, but they're straight this afternoon.
3-0 lead. He did go. Mookie Betts, strike one.
Bottom of the order for the Red Sox. Damage.
We'll see. The Mariners offense going to have to pick up the king here. Down early. Couple home runs here in the second inning. Another base hit. Betts at a 1-1 count. He's 2 for 2. Rick Waits coming out.
And it looked as if it was on the changeup again. So 3 base hits, 2 of them home runs, and that one on the changeup this inning.
Felix's 9th start here at Fenway Park, and it's the first time he's allowed 2 home runs.
And you can see the changeup grip, circle change, 87 miles an hour.
Ball firmly here today. Three runs in here in the second inning. Just one out. Really trouble here for Felix. Worked inside to Brock Holt, ball one.
A lot of strikes, 28 pitches, 21 strikes for Felix.
Count even at 1-1. Holt bounced into a double play in the first. Runner goes, swing on a miss, and on the transfer, Zunino couldn't get off the throw. So a stolen base for Betts, his 15th.
Well, Felix was able to make him stop, but he gets a good jump, takes off right away.
One-two count to Holt, runner in scoring position, one out. Marte, oh, he can't get it. He was in position, couldn't make the play. Everybody's safe. Moving over to third is Mookie Betts. Good base hit.
Holt runs well, but unfortunately, once it gets past him, it'll allow Betts to move up to third with just one out here in the inning. Might have been one where he would have tried to backhand it. A little bit easier play that way. I don't think he would have been able to get Holt at first base, but he'd have first and second instead of first and third with just one out.
5 hits in the inning, 8 in the first 2 innings. 3-0 Boston. There's Bogarts, who's single to right. You got Ortiz on deck. Strike one. Felix in some trouble here. Pitch. Straighten him up. 1-1.
I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Makes a lot of sense.
Well, when you see the opposing team getting a lot of base hits on your off-speed pitches, you have to make them aware that you will come inside.
Hit foul. David Ortiz on deck. Hit the other way, base hit, scoring his bets. Holt will get the third. And they're just teeing off of Felix. RBI for Bogarts, his 55th. He's 2 for 2 today. I don't know why McLennan before the game he said he was hoping his number was give Felix 7 strong innings. Well, he's got a rocky 2 here so far, down 4-0.
Not a bad pitch. He's going to run a fastball, trying to run it up and in on his hands. He gets it up there, and you can see on the tracer, it's right on the corner, inside out swing the other way. Ortiz already with a base hit. He had a base hit the other way his first time up. Line drive into left field.
David's the 8th man to the plate here in the second inning. Still only 1 out. That was a strikeout of Diaza after the leadoff home run by Sandoval. Since then, a 2-run homer by Jackie Bradley. And an RBI single by Bogarts. Not a good inning for the pitch count.
No, 22 pitches.
Cano covering the hole on the right side. Runners at the corners. Pitch from Felix. Big swing and a miss. Felix ready. He's got the sign from Zunino. 1-2 pitch. All 2-2-2. Rough inning here for Felix Hernandez. Full count to Ortiz.
All fastballs so far, and throwing a number of them inside to him. There you can see the tracer, all fastballs, all of them up in the zone. And I think right now he doesn't have a real good feel for his changeup. Typically we see a changeup in the dirt by now, but his changeup's been knocked around here in this inning.
Big pitch. Hammered. Deep left center field. Scoring is Brock Holt. As Ortiz picks up an RBI, his 70th, and it's now a 5-0 Boston lead. Ninth man to the plate now, Travis Shaw.
Dave, even that last pitch, it was a curveball. Didn't want to give in to him, which his curveball has been an excellent pitch for him, but again, up in the zone. He's having a hard time getting the ball on the ground.
Red Sox sent 10 men to the plate in the third inning last night, scoring 6 times on 7 runs.
There's the curveball, and you can see belt high.
Cruz being called off by Jackson. That'll do it. 5 runs on 6 hits. Big inning for Boston as they send 9 to the plate and open up a 5-0 lead on Felix and the Mariners. Green Monster setting amongst Red Sox fans and tourists who come to this great ballpark. And now let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. We'll get that when we get an opportunity as Mark Trumbo leads off. Trumbo, Montero, and Zunino, 7, 8, 9 coming up. Carlos Beltran, a home run for the Yankees in their 1-0 lead at Toronto, the only other game in progress right now.
See if the Mariners can get some offense going. It's a great day to hit here in this ballpark. It's warm, breeze blowing out. Already a couple of home runs for the Red Sox in this one. And a good count for Trumbo.
Ofer's last 6, hit 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's aboard, leadoff walk. Here's your Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap up this series tomorrow. 3 days in Texas, 2 night games and a day game. Home day at home, and then the Sox and Oakland come to town before a 10-day road trip to wrap up August and get us into early September. Quick one to Montero, 2 home runs. 9 runs batted in. On 1 pitch. I certainly agree with the assessment of Dave O'Brien, one of the radio announcers for the Red Sox, when he said he was Miley is a tad faster than Martin Perla. He is. This is a very brisk pace, even out of the stretch. And Montero, foul tip held on by Swihart, and that's a 3rd strikeout for Brad Miley.
We'll take a look at the last pitch. It'll be off the plate away. Like a fastball, a little run to it. The other thing he's doing is he's throwing strikes. He can get into some trouble at times.
I'd say Mr. Zunino's about due. Had a nice rest last couple 3 days. Ofer's last 25.
The thing about getting that rest is he should have his legs back underneath him again. Been 3 days since he's played. And a good count.
2-0 to Mike, 1 out, 1 on. Red Sox send 9 men to the plate in the second inning, 5 runs on 6 hits, a couple home runs against Felix. And that ball boy, ball girl position's got to be the toughest at manning third base side, given the configuration of this ballpark.
No,
so close.
Right. You're close.
Not a lot of escape room. 2-1.
No, Mike was ahead in the count 2-0, and Miley quickly evens it up 2-2.
Bounced up there, Swihart. Nice play. Full count. Ketel Marte on deck. There we go. Breaks the 0 for 25. Mike Zunino. Trumbo is on the move. He gets a third. He'll hold there. Big turn by Zunino. And Mike Z. Good job.
We'll take a look at it. You'll get a fastball 90 miles an hour, middle in. Solid line drive into left field. It's interesting to watch Mike when he typically gets a little bit of time off. Normally plays pretty well for a few days. Nice start to the game for him right there.
The runners at the corner, 1 out for Marte. So begin the second time through the order for the Mariners.
Sandoval playing in at third, trying to take the bunt away from him.
Marte grounded out to third and is leading off the ball game. Blows it by Sandoval. Trumbo's going to score easily. Zunino to second, digging for third. He'll get the stop sign right there. RBI double. Ketel Marte. Mariners on the board. 5-1 Boston. And for Marte, that is his first double in his big league career. His first extra base hit in his big league career. Good for him. Picks up an RBI his second.
And aggressive. Looked like a fastball again. And a great situation for the Mariners. Kyle Seager walking to the plate. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Good job staying with that low fastball. Probably just down out of the strike zone. Stayed with it.
Runners at second and third. Just 1 out. Strike 1 to Kyle. Lined out to center. His first time up. Hit foul. Inning started with Trumbo walking, who since scored. Montero struck out, single Zunino. Marte's double brought home Trumbo and put Zunino to third. Fooled him on that pitch. Kyle's gone. 2 outs. And that was strikeout number 4 for Wade Miley.
All off speed pitches, a couple of breaking balls, and then he comes back with this last pitch. Looked like more of his changeup at 85.
Brings up Nelson Cruz, struck out on a 1-2 pitch. First time. Strike one. Oh, 2 to Nelly. 2 outs, 2 on. Have a big crowd here at Fenway Park. Sellout last night, 37,678. Going to be in the same neighborhood today. 0-1.
And you can see on the EQC tracer, just trying to keep everything away from Nelson Cruz.
One-two pitch. Down low, ball 2.
.23 pitches in the inning for Miley.
2-2 to Cruz. Bouncing ball. Bogarts tries to go third. Everybody's safe. Run scores.
Be an infield hit for Cruz.
Here for Nelson. Another RBI. He's got 71.
Once he gets past Sandoval, it was going to be tough to get Cruz, so Bogarts, the shortstop, tried to get Marte as he slides in the third.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, going out to speak with Miley.
Robinson Cano due up. Cano reached on an error his first time up. Mariners now 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
Let's try a real triple play. ST Express buses, Link Light Rail, and Sounder Trans. Weigh your options at soundtransit.org. Mariners chipping away. Have got 2 runs on the board here. Runners at the corners, tying run at the plate in the person of Robinson Cano. First time up, Cano reached on an error by Bogarts, the shortstop. Ball 1. Robbie, the 7th man to the plate here in the 3rd inning. And he's ahead here, 2-0. That call, 2-1.
And looking at the tracer, I don't blame him. Pitch off the plate.
Two-one pitch. Up the middle. Holt. Great play. They get the force on Cruz. Mariners do get 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. Leave a couple. It's 5-2 Boston. The Red Sox second baseman Brock Holt here. This is a heck of a play. Good topspin on the ball, but Holt, good range.
And an accurate throw to the shortstop Bogarts to get Cruz at second base. He's a good player. Do a lot of different things for your club.
Ooh, right in the back. Ooh, geez, on the arm. Right elbow.
You could hear it all the way up here.
Yep. About 5 stories up. Felix now has hit 7 batters on the season.
89 miles an hour.
Felix roughed up in the second inning, 5 runs on 6 hits. 2-run homer to Bradley, home run to Sandoval. Pablo had led off the second inning. An 0-1 pitch straight away center field. His 10th home run. Still tending to Sandoval as we take a look at our Columbia Bank. Difference of the ball game. Big inning last night. 10 batters, 6 runs, 7 hits. Third inning was huge. 4 singles, a double, a triple, and a home run. They come back and do similar damage in the second inning today.
Well, I think one of the things we talked about it from last night is you have to pitch inside, and Felix, one of the best I know, to make adjustments, and I think he realized that. Unfortunately, that first pitch ended up getting away from him, and he hit Sandoval right on the elbow. He certainly wasn't trying to do that, especially after his club just gave him 2 more runs to get him closer in the ball game. But it's a fastball, 89 miles an hour, and it's hit him right on the elbow. Almost looked like a cutter. And it looks like Sandoval will stay in the game. He's on his way to first.
Phillies now has to deal with Alejandro Diaz, who struck him out on 3 pitches first time up.
I think the other adjustment he has to make is see if he can find his changeup. His changeup was up. He gave up 2 home runs on his changeup in the last inning, Dave, and he'd only given up 2 home runs on his changeup the entire year. That looked like the changeup right there. He's able to get it down in the zone.
To Diaz. 2-0. Felix trying to tighten up his game here. There's a strike in the inside corner. Inside and missed. On deck hitter Blake Swihart, switch hitting catcher. Hit deep, right field, and gone. 3-1 pitch. Piazza leaves the ballpark with his 7th home run. RBIs 31 and 32. So in 2 innings, Felix has given up 3 home runs. And lead is 7-2.
We'll take a look at it. Wanting to throw a strike on the outside corner. Pulls it back across the plate. Middle in. Fortunately for Felix and the Mariners, his command just has not been there early going.
First game this season, Felix has allowed 3 home runs. Strike 1 to Swihart. He got a base hit to left. Back in that long second inning. 0-2. Home runs by Sandoval, Diaz, and Bradley. Strike 3 called. Felix picks up strikeout number 2. 1 away here in the 3rd.
Swihart didn't like it, but it's a good pitch. Here's a curveball. He went back-to-back curveballs. This one right at the bottom of the strike zone. He thought it was low, but on the tracer, it was right there.
Pitch last time up for Jackie Bradley. He homered straightaway center field.
That was one of the change-ups.
Deep down the line into the corner. That is a fair ball. Jackie Bradley Jr. with a double. Looked like the wind might have helped keep that thing fair. Looked like it was originally going to go foul. Hey kids, head back to school in style with a Mariners backpack. Thanks to Boeing, it's free to all youngsters on Sunday, August 23rd as part of Salute the Kids Day at Safeco Field. Pick up tickets for the entire family right now at any Mariners team store or mariners.com. 2 for 2 day for Jackie Bradley Jr. It's the second double of the season. Top of the order, Mookie Betts. It's a strike, 1-1. Hit batter proved to be costly. Sandoval leading off the inning, hit on the elbow, and then Diaz on a 3-1 pitch, 2-run home. Got some stirring in the Mariner bullpen. Looks like Danny Farquhar just recalled today, and it is Michael Guipe sent back to Tacoma.
This has been tough, and you look at the Red Sox, 7 runs on 11 hits, and Felix in another hitter's count. There's Danny. Dave mentioned just called up.
He's not sharp.
No, he just doesn't have it today. Rick Waits is going to make another trip out of the dugout. You take a look at the roster move made yesterday and today. Guipe, as Dave mentioned, optioned to Tacoma and recalled Danny Farquhar. And Rick going to have a conversation, try to help Felix out. It's so unusual. It's one thing if he's struggling with his off-speed pitches, but typically Felix has pretty good fastball command, and he hasn't even had that today. His best off-speed pitch so far has been his curveball. I mean, it's to the point now where it almost looks as if he doesn't even want to throw his changeup. He's trying to find it, but just not happening for him so far.
He gave up 7 runs July 29th to Arizona in a loss. Gave up 8 runs. That's the season most at Houston on June 12th. That was a loss. And he gave up 7 runs against the Yankees June 1. That was back home. That was also a loss.
A little bit of a strange year when you think about it for Felix. This is his 24th start, and 4 of his starts are the ones that you were just talking about, including today's, where he's giving up a bunch of big numbers.
Crazy how that works. 1 out, 2 on. Brock Holt continues his big day. Coming around is Bradley, and right behind him is Mookie Betts. They're putting up some big numbers. 9-2 Red Sox. Brock Holt, what a day he's having. Drives in 2.
And this is a changeup. He's just not getting the downward movement on his changeup today. It's just staying flat. And that'll be it for him. Lloyd McClendon going to get him.
Boy, a merciful end as we play here in the 3rd. Felix on the 3rd anniversary of his perfect game. Far from it. 9 runs on 12 hits, and he's out of here in the 3rd. Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By AMPF, too much good stuff. And by Silver Reef Hotel Casino Spa, I-5, exit 260, Ferndale, Washington. Beautiful day, score ugly. Felix knocked out of the box here in the 3rd. 9-2 Boston. They have 12 hits. They had 21 last night. We're only in the 3rd inning.
Well, hopefully Danny Farquhar can settle things down. Danny this year, 0-3 record, 6.23 ERA. That's a good fastball. He'll be 94-96 with his fastball. Cutter around 91. Also a 12-6 curveball, occasional changeup.
Fastball and cutter command said to be a lot better. Here's a little dribbler. Going to be a tough play. Seager, and he holds on. Base hit. Bogart's 3 for 3. Brock Holt 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Mookie Betts 2 for 2. 2 runs scored, a walk, and a stolen bases.
Well, the Red Sox hitting .263 as a team with runners in scoring position, and so far this afternoon they're 4 for 5.
Last night's game they went 8 for 16, while the Mariners went 0 for 8 in that category. They have 4 on the board here in the 3rd inning. This will be David Ortiz, the 8th man to the plate. Ball 1. Strike to Ortiz. Sacrifice fly last time up. Base hit to left in the first. Fly ball into the triangle. It's deep. Going back there is Jackson. Makes the catch. Cruising home is Holt. Back-to-back sac flies by David Ortiz. 10-2 Boston. It's out number 2. And the ninth man to the plate is Travis Shaw. He ended the second inning. Will fly out to right. It's hanging up in the air. Who's going to get it? Goody. 9 men to the plate, 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. A lot of damage done here in Boston. Fireworks night at Safeco Field, set to the songs of summer. Join Seattle City Light moving 92.5 and the Mariners for the next post-game fireworks show when the Mariners host the White Sox. So get your tickets, get them. Mariners.com. And a couple of defensive changes for the Red Sox here with Pablo Sandoval being hit on the elbow and the score out of hand early. Brock Holt, he is their Swiss Army knife and a darn good one. He goes from second base to third. And Josh Rutledge takes over at second. All right, now the boys got to soldier on. Keep grinding. See what happens.
That's all that you can do at this point.
Fast working Wade Miley on the mound, and he's been throwing a lot of strikes, and he will continue to do so at a rapid pace.
Well, you would think that he'll continue to use his fastball quite a bit too. Just going to throw fastballs. There's another one trying to hit the inside corner.
Goody, Jackson, and Trumbo here in the fourth. 5 runs in the second, 5 in the third for the Red Sox. Franklin bounced into a double play his first time. 3-2. A little late. Second and third innings, Mike. 10 runs, 10 hits. 18 guys to the plate for Boston.
Yeah, batted through the lineup both innings. 9 guys in each inning.
Ain't good. He draws a walk. Second walk issued by Miley. Time now for CenturyLink. What's next? Starting tomorrow will be Vidal Nuno against Henry Owens.
Both pitchers making their third start of the year. No, even going back, thinking about last night, and then the 2 innings, say the second and the third.
Right.
It's not as if there was a lot of cheap hits in either game so far. Red Sox really swinging the bats well. You can see at 56 pitches, 31 strikes for Miley.
Austin Jackson looks at a strike. He struck out on a 3-2 pitch in his first at bat. That ended the second inning. Miley 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. Ball 1. Bogarts to Rutledge. That's not a double play as Jackson got down the line. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah. Torey Lovullo out of the dugout. He's waiting. Maybe he wants him to take a look at it. That didn't take much time for him to ask for it. Shaw, the first baseman, asked for it right away. What a turn by Bogarts. And I think they're going to end up with a double play.
And that kind of a day. First base umpire's Mark Ripper there.
Take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo. I think that's fairly clear. This should not take long at all.
There you go. Out of the play. Second double play turned by the Sox today.
I'll bring up Mark Trumbo. Trumbo walked and scored a run. That was in the third inning.
You talk about advantage Miley. Here's a guy who works fast, throws strikes, and he's got an 8-run lead.
Well, you know what? No, Dave, in these situations like this, one, he likes to throw his fastball anyway, and yes, he's going to try to locate it on the outside corner, but when you have this kind of lead, if you're in the Mariners on the offensive side, you know you're going to get some fastballs to hit.
Get ready.
It's just a matter of covering them up when you get them.
Off of Bogart's glove.
We'll take a look at it. It starts to get ground. I thought he was going to come in and try to get that ball, but he was looking for a longer hop and goes off of his glove. A lot of top spin on it. But typically you'll see the shortstop come in and try to smother it on that short hop.
No ruling from the official score. Trumbo going to try to get this second, and he's there safely as the ball got away from Swihart.
And that looked like a wild pitch.
And they called that a base hit for Trumbo. 2 outs, runner at second. Montero's got a 1-0 count. Struck out on a 1-2 pitch in the 3rd inning.
Montero had a pretty good fastball to hit right there. 89 miles an hour, elevated out over the plate and missed it.
One pitch from Miley. Blocked by Swihart. 2-1. Two outs with Trumbo at second base. Montero got a 2-2 count here.
End up chasing a changeup. It was down out of the strike zone.
Two pitch. Did not go. This is Ripperker. Full count.
I thought he held up. It's a good call. And another chance. Dude, he gets a fastball.
Coming in is Betts. Fighting the sun. And that'll do it for the Mariners. No runs. 1 hit. No errors and a man left. All Red Sox. 10-2. Angie, thank you. Here's Josh Rutledge to lead it off against Danny Farquhar. Felix Hernandez chased after 2 1/3, 12 hits, 10 runs, all earned, a walk, 2 strikeouts. Farquhar just recalled today, or last night rather, and arrived today from the Tacoma Ball Club. Rutledge in there because Pablo Sandoval got hit on his right elbow, leading off the 3rd. Right elbow contusion. Bartlett's playing just his 9th game, hits 143 with no homers and no RBIs to this point. 3-1. Farquhar walks it. Take a look at our Lexus pitching matchup. Not a pretty picture. Turn away if you please. Look at the earned runs. 19 of them. Felix, I'm told, first time giving up 10 earnings since 06.
Amazing that both of them going just 2 1/3.
Here's Diaz. Strikeout and a 2-run homer.
And you have Nuno going tomorrow. See if they can get a bunch of innings out of Danny Farquhar this afternoon. And he's having a tough time with the strike zone. Rick Waite's out of the dugout.
Difference a year makes. We talked about it multiple times in the last month. The bullpen was pretty much nails last year. And that old gang of mine of ours has been broken up. Dina gone. Leon gone. Farquhar back for the 2nd or 3rd time. Will Humpson's been down and back once or twice. Furbush hurt and trying to come back.
Yeah.
Rodney's not been as sharp. He was a lot sharper last year than he was this year. I know he gave people agita last year, but this year totally different. Mark Lowe was brilliant and got traded.
Well, and you take a look at it, that was the real strength of the club last year, and it just has not been the same this year.
Joe Beimel's been reasonably consistent this year. He was a good pickup after he was cut by Texas early on in the season.
And I think that if you look at this game today, it's Danny's turn right now, and whoever else comes into this ball game, it's really going to be left up to them to get themselves out of any sort of trouble they may find, because Lloyd is going to try to save as much of his bullpen as he can.
They got 3 smoking hot days in Texas coming up.
Yeah. And again, you have Nuno going tomorrow, and for him, I think you're happy if you can get 6 innings out of him.
3-2 pitch, runner goes, hit foul, look out. Cano, what a pick. That's a great play. The runner was moving too. That is a wonderful play by Cano.
Well, you're right. Diaz hits this right on the button, and the reaction, you can see him giving as much ground as he can on the backhand. Just a rocket one hopper at him.
Beautiful play. Slicing drive, trouble. Swihart drives in a run with a double. 11-2. Swihart, second hit, first RBI today, 16th RBI on his 11th double. Scoring easily.
I'll bring up Bradley Jr. Yeah, he's having a day.
Ugh.
2 for 2, a home run, a double. He scored a couple of runs.
That's coming off last night's 3 for 5. Run scored and an RBI. Six, 7, 8, 9 hitters. Red Sox lineup. 1, 3, 4, 6 RBIs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits.
7 runs scored.
Ugh. Good pitch. Strikeout, Bradley. Two outs.
Take a look at the last pitch from Danny. It's a 12-6 curveball. He was trying to bounce it up there, threw it in a good location. Good job by Mike to keep it in front of him.
Strike one to Mookie Betts. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, a walk, a stolen base. Cano will be there. Throws him out. So a run on a hit. No errors and a man left. 11-2 Boston. Lions keep climbing standings. As a look at the wild card chase right now in Toronto, trailing at home to the Yankees 2-1. Angels, Orioles, Tampa Bay, Rangers are all battling.
That is going to be interesting to see how all of that shakes out. Even the East. Dramatic win by the Yankees. And last night's ball game against the Blue Jays, Zeno hits this ball out to center field. And right now, New York has the advantage. They're in the 7th inning in Toronto. New York's up 2-1.
Home runs by Beltran and Teixeira in that game. Well, last time the Mariners gave up 11 runs in back-to-back games at Fenway, August 13 and 14 of 1999. Starters in those 2 games, John Halama and Freddie Garcia. Here's Marte. RBI double last time up. He's 1 for 2. Miley today has struck out 3, walked 2. Check that, struck out 4, beg your pardon. Best work of Marte. Swihart throws down. 2 outs, strikeout number 5. The annual Mariners Favorite Things basket auction comes up next Friday. Mariners will be hosting the White Sox. Stop by section 128, main concourse, to bid on baskets full of hand-selected favorite items from your favorite Mariners, including Felix and Robbie. All proceeds go to benefit Mariners Care.
Kyle Seager 0 for 2. Fly out to center field. Struck out swinging his last time up.
A quick inning for Miley. Diaz comes in, makes the play, and the Mariners are gone in the fifth. Sox lead at 11-2. T-Mobile Data Strong fan photo of the game. And it's from the Forney family. Good shot most recently at Safeco Field. Good looking family. Thanks for sending in that photo. Rock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz.
Rock Holt having a good afternoon. Had a good game last night. Already a couple of hits in this one. Driven in 2, scored 2, but lazy fly ball out to Gutierrez.
One away. Bogaerts 3 for 3. An RBI. 5 in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth for the Red Sox in those 3 innings. 23 hitters to the plate.
Really having a good year for the Red Sox. The shortstop came into the game hitting .311. Now has pushed it up to .315 with the 3 hits today.
Danny Farquhar, if you're just joining us, on in relief for Felix Hernandez. Felix lasted just 2 1/3, 12 hits, 10 runs, all earned. A walk and 2 strikeouts.
We were talking about Ortiz earlier and what he has done since the All-Star break. Been really hot. So is Bogaerts, hitting .336 since the break.
Hanger. Goody, though, is right there. 2 outs. Follow the Mariners wherever you are with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Quick 2 outs here in the home fifth. Last 2 times up for David Ortiz, sacrifice flies. 1 to left, 1 to center. Got a first inning single. Have a good day. Ortiz running his RBI total to 71. And with 71 RBIs, that gets him in the top 10 in the American League. Driving Goody back towards the Green Monster. Gonna have to play it off. And Ortiz with a double. 2 for 2. 2 runs batted in. Getting younger at 39.
And he is using the entire field. The Mariners putting the shift on with him hitting. But he keeps hitting the ball in the air. And he's hit it the other way 3 times. A sacrifice fly, a line drive base hit, and now this double.
22nd double for Big Papi.
If you're a power hitting left-handed hitter, you love this ballpark, because in any other ballpark, that's just a routine fly ball. And here you pick up a double.
Over the course of the season, that's a good number of hits you can pick up. Cano will take care of this. No harm done by the Ortiz double. We move to the 6th. 11-2 Boston. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Jack in a Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Great look at the Swan boats at Boston Common. Been there for more than 100 years, operated by the same family. Walked around Boston Common a couple of days ago on a day off. It was a lot of fun. Beautiful weather up here. Here's Nelson Cruz. Strikeout, infield base hit, and an RBI. Finally being careful even with this big lead to Cruz.
That's been the theme of the day for Nelson. Everything either on the corner or just off the plate.
Cruz, Cano, and Goody. 3, 4, 5 here in the 6th. Three and 2. He'll take his walk. Third free pass today. Mariners with 2 runs on 4 hits. Last night, 1 run on 7 hits. No multiple hit innings last night. They do have 1 multiple hit inning here in the third. 2 runs on 3 hits. Here's Robbie Cano. Reed Stone an error and a fielder's choice. One and one. Chopper. Miley will flip to Shaw for the out. And Cruz goes to second base. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame. It's presented by Delta Airlines. Angie and Bill will have a lot of information for you and replay what went wrong with Felix here today. Runner second, 1 out for Franklin Gutierrez. Goody bounced into a double play, walked so far this afternoon. The other game in progress started about the same time we did. Yankees at Toronto. It's now top of the 8th. Yankees 2-1 over the Blue Jays. Josh Donaldson a sac fly for the Jays. Home runs by Beltran and Teixeira for the Yankees.
It was a good battle at the end of that game last night.
12 pitches to Tulo.
Yeah, Miller having a great year for the Yankees, left-handed closer. Tulowitzki was fouling pitch after pitch off with a couple of runners on. Eventually he was able to get him as you look at Joe Beimel getting loose in the Mariner pad.
Swing and miss by Goody. Miller said he was totally gassed when that thing was over.
I can imagine.
Mentally as much as anything. That was a great battle. Cruz at second. 1-2 pitch.
One thing about that game too is David Price had the lead in that game and they took him out, and that's when it was at Ellsbury.
Yeah.
People are questioning whether they should have taken Price out or not. Ended up costing them the ball game. Excuse me, it was Beltran that came a pinch hit home run for Beltran.
It was 3-0 Toronto. Headley got a ground rule double. Top of the 8th. Beltran with the home run, a 3-run shot. Strikeout victim number 6 for Wade Miley. 2 down here in the 6th.
I'll bring up Boston Jackson. Austin 0 for 2. A strikeout in the second inning. Hit into a double play in the 4th.
And it's been all Boston. 5 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Mariners got 3rd inning RBIs from Marte, a double. And Cruz with the base hit. After the 5 spot in the second inning, Mariners come back with 2 in the 3rd and feeling pretty good. But then the bottom falls out in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, I think the hope was that Felix would settle in. We talked about it. He typically will make his adjustments. And after the Mariners getting a couple of those runs back, but he just wasn't able to do it. He didn't have it today.
Didn't have the bite on that changeup. Couldn't spot the fastball where he wanted. Man, they were all over. Ball and 2 strikes to Austin Jackson. 3 call. 7 strikeouts for Wade Miley in this 11-2 Boston lead. Check out our Seattle City Light power play. It was a power play. We're not even talking about hockey season.
Well, home runs from the Red Sox. Sandoval goes dead center field. Bradley Jr. the same. You can see these pitches in the middle of the plate elevated. And then Diaza, he was trying to go to the outside corner, pulled it across the plate. Diaza hit it down the right field line for a home run. So 3 home runs for the Red Sox. Joe Beimel going to take over for the Mariners.
He's got Josh Rutledge leading off. Felix, the first Mariner to allow 10 earned runs at Fenway Park. Montgomery gave up 9 last night. Rich DeLucia gave up 9 back in 1991.
40th appearance for Beimel. Wade McClendon hoping to get a couple of innings out of him.
Second man out of the bullpen, Danny Farquhar, 2 2/3, 3 hits, a run. It was earned, a walk, no strikeouts. Rutledge, Diaza, and Swihart. Here in the 6th. Walk to Rutledge to open up the home 6th. What must be going through the mind of the skipper, Wade McClendon? Giving up double-figure runs in back-to-back games in less than 24 hours.
Mariners with a couple of walks in last night's ball game. They both scored 4 walks in this game, including this leadoff walk. 2 out of 3 have scored. Previous 3.
So 0-2 here. Diaza, strikeout, 2-run homer, and a ground out.
About Joe Beimel this year, I think that he's been having to eat up a lot of these kinds of innings. There's times when the bullpen has been spent, including him, and still having to go out and pitch.
It's by Montero. Rutledge to third. Diaza to second. First 2 men are aboard. Don't forget, big family package night coming up 10 days from now when the Mariners take on the Athletics. Do more with the Safeco Insurance Grand Slam family package. Up the middle, base hit. Rutledge scores. Hold Diaz at third. Swihart, 3 hits, second RBI.
Just another base hit right back up the middle. Swihart having an afternoon, 3 for 4. Number 6 spot in the lineup has scored 4 runs.
Unreal.
Sandoval scored the first couple. Felix ended up hitting him on the elbow. He had to leave the game. Rutledge took over, and now he scored twice.
Walking back-to-back hits here. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. The Diaza now changing that to an E3. Joe having a rough go here, 3-0. 12-2 lead for Boston. There's the strike. Fly ball hit well, headed for the Green Monster. Boom. Piazza scores. Swihart to third. RBI double Jackie Bradley Jr. Third hit today, third run batted in today. It's like artillery practice today.
The Red Sox, take a look at the pitch. It's going to be a fastball up in the middle of the plate. High off the wall. And the Red Sox are now 7 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Bottom of the order keeps producing too. Here's Bogaerts. We're in the sixth, and it's his fifth plate appearance. He's got 2 hits, 2 runs scored, a stolen base. Bradley Jr. out of the 9-hole, 3 for 4, 3 runs batted in. Swihart the 8-hole, 3 for 4. 2 runs batted in, runs scored. Diaz in the 7-hole, 2 runs scored, 1 for 4. That's the 5th man to the plate here in the 6th, no outs.
Well, that's the other part of the equation is Lloyd trying to get a couple of innings out of Joe, and it's already thrown 17 pitches. He hasn't retired anybody as Rasmussen gets loose. Rob Rasmussen, the left-hander for the Mariners.
Breaking ball missed, 2-1. Runners at second and third. Swihart at third. Jackie Bradley Jr. at second. They'll pick up a run. Scoring from third is Swihart. RBI for Betts on the ground out. (14-2). That's out number 1. Brings up Brock Holt.
2 for 4. Scored a couple of runs, driven in 2.
Only Red Sox without a hit and an RBI. Travis Shaw 4 times has made the third out in an inning. Reminds me of that movie The Cooler. With, remember that?
I do.
With Alec Baldwin and Macy. He was ahead. We went to the same school out in West Virginia. He was about a couple, 3 years ahead of me.
Is that right?
Yeah, William H. Macy.
The cooler.
Yeah, remember that? 2-0 pitch.
I guess somebody has to be.
Yeah,
Shaw hit
right.
a couple of home runs in last night's game.
Three and 0. Three and 1 to Brock Holt. Full count now. 1 out. Runner at second. Great 2 pitch. All 4. Second walk issued by Beimel. CenturyLink, what's next? Coming up tomorrow, the starters will be Vidal Nuno against Henry Owens.
And do they need a good one out of Nuno tomorrow?
Boy. Well, Beimel did not have it. Gave up 3 runs on 2 hits with an error and a couple of men aboard. Just 1 out. 14-2 Red Sox. The Mariners 14-2. Red Sox on top, and how good has Red Sox offense been, and how bad has Mariner pitching been? Hitting an even 500 with 11 doubles, 2 triples, and 6 home runs. That might be the worst stretch we've seen in our 9 years.
Well, I would agree. And you see Rob Rassman, he's going to take over 7 appearances for him. 38 hits, half of them, 19 of them for extra bases.
Goodness. Rasmussen comes in. Runners at first and second. And here's a ball hit to center field. Jackson will make the catch. Tagging is Bradley against the third. And this all after the euphoria of the Sashi Iwakuma no-hitter just a couple of days ago on Wednesday. Ah, yes, the highs and lows of baseball. There's Ortiz. He's had a day. 2 for 2. 2 runs batted in on sacrifice flies.
He had a double off the Monsters last time up.
Strike 1. No play for Seager. Ortiz, the 8th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. Red Sox sent 9 men to the plate. 2nd inning, scoring 5 runs on 6 hits. They did a ditto on that in the 3rd. 5 runs on 4 hits, 9 men to the plate. Brother. Ortiz, what a day.
Kind of the way it's been going for the Red Sox. It looked like a pretty good pitch from Rasmussen. Pitch that was down, probably out of the strike zone, and he just throws his barrel at it and picks up a base hit and an RBI. Take a look at it. Here's the pitch. Good fastball, down, out of the strike zone, and he's hit the ball the other way all afternoon long.
Productive day. Garen Cecchini is going to pinch run for Ortiz. Big Papi's day is over. And here's Travis Shaw, the cooler. He's 4 times ended the inning in this ball game. And he's going to do it again. More damage done by the Red Sox. They had 4 more runs, and the lead is 15-2. Been a big part offensively of this offensive show by the Red Sox. He's 0 for 5. Everybody else has all kinds of notches on their belt today. And Wade Miley still out there. Beneficiary of this offensive extravaganza. Back-to-back days, the Mariners give up 15 runs. Last time they suffered bludgeonings like this, May 10 and 11 of 94 at the White Sox, 16-2 and 14-6. Mr. Blowers.
I was there. Don't really remember it. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that you just file away right away.
Good.
I'm pretty sure that Lou was not happy about much of anything at that point, and things looked pretty bleak.
Man, oh man.
Well, and you know, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen in this game.
Yes, it does. That's 30 runs on 39 hits. That will get fouled.
Mark Trumbo 1 for 1 today. He had a walk, scored a run, and then had a base hit in the fourth. Thinking of those two games in Chicago in '94, I'm just going to assume Randy didn't start either one of them.
Yeah, I think we'll get further confirmation on it, but I think you can bet the next few dinners on that one. At least Miley is not dilly-dallying like Gene Machi did last night.
No, he's at 102 pitches now, starting to get some guys loose in the pen.
He didn't hang around for the last inning last night. Machi came in with they only had a 14-run lead. Called the catcher out three times. And we're shaking him off with that lead.
Tommy Lane, left-hander, getting loose for the Red Sox.
And holding on is, well, they're going to say foul ball, says Ryan Blackney.
Let's see if it hits the ground. And it does. That's a good call.
Bradley calls off Betts. One away. Brings up Jesus Montero. Strikeout and fly to center. Battle for first place in the American League East. Yankees now lead at 4-1, top 9 at Toronto. Looking to increase their lead. Got a half-game lead on the Jays. Jays went into New York last weekend and swept the Yankees. Broken bat ground ball. Shaw will take it himself. 2 outs. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Idaho? Well, then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of August. Send us a photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanID or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. You can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in October, a personalized jersey, and more. For official rules, visit rootsports.com.
Mike Zunino, 1 for 2, had a base hit into left field.
He's back in the third inning, broken 0 for 25. Good to see him get that number off the board. Two. Miley goes 1, 2, 3 in the 7th here at Fenway Park. Time to stretch. 15-2 Red Sox. As you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Beautiful weekend here in Boston. Score not pretty. Back-to-back games. Mariners have given up 15 runs. And this one's not done. 15-2 Boston. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Josh Rutledge going to lead it off. Followed by Alejandro Diaz and Blake Swire. Rasmussen continues. Came on in the 6th, relieving Joe Biden. Another base hit. It's number 19 for the Red Sox. Rutledge took over at second base after Sandoval got hit in the elbow. He was walked twice, scored twice, got a base hit. Look at that, 19 hits. Last night, 15 runs on 21 hits, 8 left for the Red Sox as the Mariners went 1 run, 7 hits, an error, and 8 left. He has a 2-run homer back in the 3rd. And moving down to second is Rutledge. What a day.
Yeah, long 36 hours for that man.
A wild pitch thrown by Rasmussen. Piazza reached his last time up on an error by Montero at first, came around and scored. Five runs in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 4 in the 6th for the Red Sox.
They've had 3 innings where they've sent 9 men to the plate.
3 innings. Sometimes you don't get that in over 3 weeks span.
Right.
Full count. Walk. First 2 men have reached. For Rasmussen, that's his first walk. Don't forget to stick around after the game. Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines. Angie and Bill will be with you for that program. Two on, nobody out.
Swihart, 3 hits, 3 for 4. Scored a couple of runs, driven in 2.
Big productivity out of the bottom of their order. Pretty much same show last night. Bottom 3rd of their order last night. What's it? 8 for 15. 5 runs, 4 runs driven in. I think they've passed that today.
Yeah, when you're doing this kind of damage, pretty much up and down the lineup.
2 on, nobody out, 1-1 pitch. Ball 2.
Tom Wilhelmsen starting to get loose out in the Mariners' pen. Tom will get an inning this afternoon.
Right below Rick Riz and Gary Hill in our radio booth. Two and two. Two and two to Swihart, 2 on. Full count. Jackie Bradley Jr.'s on deck. It's a terrific day. Bases are loaded. Base hit, 2 walks have loaded them up. Nobody out here in the 7th. Walks are never good, and they're really bad in a game like this.
A couple of walks in this inning, and prior to this inning, between the 2 games, the Mariners had walked 7 batters, 5 of them scored.
And we get another one on the board here, at least one. Jackson running out of room, off the fencing, and a lot of people running. 2 runs scored. Jackie Bradley Jr. have a day. Man. So scoring on play, Rutledge. Piazza scores. And getting to third is Swihart.
And Lloyd McClendon out of the dugout, going to make a change, bring in Tom Wilhelmsen.
It was one of the all-time worst here. 17-2. And a reminder, Safeco Insurance and the Mariners invite you to do more with a Grand Slam family package. 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Pepsi soft drinks for one low price for the game on Tuesday, August 25th when the Mariners host the A's. So visit Mariners.com to pick up family package tickets. Somebody put a finger in the dike now.
Well, hopefully it's Tom. Back to the top of the order. Mookie Betts going to hit runners on second and third. Still nobody out.
And the last time you saw a 9-hole hitter with 5 ribbies.
Can't remember.
We'll make it unanimous in the booth.
I mean, he's four for 5 with 3 doubles and a home run.
Mookie Betts, first pitch, high fly ball. This will score a run. Wow. So scoring on the play is Swire. Sacrifice fly, Mookie Betts.
And Dave, earlier you were talking about walks in the series. 2 games, 9 walks given up by the Mariners. 7 of them have scored.
7. Pretty well tagged. Jackson's got it though. Out number 2. Bradley tags and moves to third. Runs on 20 hits, 1 error. That is Tommy Lane warming up. Keeney's on deck. One from Tom. The other way. It gets fouled. Through the whole base hit. Holy mackerel. Bogart's second RBI today.
I think sometimes you just feel it really doesn't matter. Everything they're hitting is falling in for a base hit.
This will be the 8th man to the plate. Giacchini to left field. That'll do it. Another 4 spot on the board in the 7th. 19-2 Boston. 9-hole hitting Jackie Bradley Jr. Did he have a day, or is he having a day, or what?
Ends up 4 for 5, has a home run, 3 doubles. He's driven in 5 runs and scored 4.
Good-looking young player, can catch the ball in the outfield, run things down. He and Mookie Betts, as they look for it down the line. Those two guys cover a lot of ground here at Fenway Park. And Bradley's starting to, if he continues, well, he's not going to go on a 5 for 5 clip every day, but if he can be a 275, 280 hitter, go with Betts, pretty good combo. Tommy Lane takes over. Ketel Marte, Kyle Seager, Nelson Cruz here in the 8th.
Marte 1 for 3, has a double, driven in one of the 2 runs for the Mariners.
Jesus Sucre warming up for the Mariners. Thought we might see him last night. Backup catcher. Come in and throw the 9th. Should say the 8th, beg your pardon. Mariners 2 runs on 4 hits. 3rd inning RBIs by Marte and Cruz. Been held hitless. Innings 4, 5, 5, 6, and 7. I should say that last hit. There's a base hit. That'll count. Marte jumps on a 3-1 pitch. And let's check in with Angie Mento. Ron Washington, that's how baseball go. A good friend and now coach with the Oakland Athletics, one-time manager of the Rangers. Seager will line out the center, strike out, and fly to left.
Numbers for Lane: 42 appearances, 3.67 ERA.
As bad as these numbers are, they had to have a bad beginning, and the bad beginning today was Felix not being on top of his game, getting knocked out. After 2 1/3, 12 hits, 10 runs, all earned. And downhill from there. High fly ball right field, chasing Bradley way back. And he's there on the track to make the catch. Brings up Nelson Cruz. 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI today.
Mariners in last night's game using 3 relievers. Rollins, Guaipe, and Rasmussen. Guaipe now has been replaced by Danny Farquhar, and Danny gets into the game today, but already 4 relievers in this one. The thing that makes it tough is you have Nuno going, and he's pitched well, but it's only going to be his 3rd start, so you're not sure how deep he's going to go, how well things will go for him tomorrow, so you have to save some guys out there.
The other early game, Yankees close out Toronto 4-1. Open up a 1.5 lead on Blue Jays. Process 2/3 of the way of returning the favor done to them by the Jays last week when they swept in New York. Tanaka gets a win, Estrada the loss. 0-2 to Cruz. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, that's hit a ton. Nelly gets into one. Look at this one. Woo! 2-run homer. Nelson Cruz is 35th. RBIs numbers 72 and 73. They can hit him.
Yeah, Nelson's driven in 3 of the 4 runs for the Mariners. Had a base hit earlier in the ball game to drive in a run. We'll take a look at it. Fastball out over the plate.
Big boy home runs.
Yep, 35 of them this year.
Go for 3 day for Robbie. Two and one. Three and one from Tommy Lane on a relief for Wade Miley. Miley threw a nice ball game. Three and two.
It's like Ryan Cook getting loose in the pen for Boston.
Boy, what happened to him? A few years ago, he was lights out at the back end of the ace pen.
Well, you're right. Throwing in the mid-90s.
Nose gone.
Let's take another look at the home run by Nelson Cruz in our Alaska Airlines Supermo. See the fastball out over the plate. Towering home run. What a great year he's having.
Mm-hmm.
I think more than anything that's impressive about him is just the consistency at which he plays.
Day one.
Yeah.
Totally agree. And 2 to Goody. Major League home run leader. 35 home runs.
And he came into the game hitting .322.
Is that crazy?
So that's gone up. A couple of hits today.
And it came in 3rd in the American League. One-two pitch. Everybody we talked to got here in Boston and stuff we read coming in, their bullpen struggling. They weren't kidding.
No, they've had a tough time of it. Fortunately, the Mariners haven't been able to take advantage of it because of the leads that Boston's had in these 2 games.
But A and B, they got a 4 touchdown lead, and they're nibbling.
Yeah. Again, confidence, Dave. They just don't want to throw anything over the middle of the plate.
straight up hope. Maybe a base hit.
Franklin 1 for 3.
Another sellout here at Fenway Park, 36,027.
Torey Lovullo out of the dugout. Looks like he's going to make a pitching change.
He has seen enough of Tommy Lane. 19-4 Red Sox lead. Tommy not real sharp here today. Take a timeout, come right back. Fenway Park. Mariners have ever given up in a ballgame 20 runs. The last time it happened, April 17th of 1993. Lost to Detroit. Winning pitcher of that ballgame, Bill Kroger. He was the winning pitcher for the Tigers. Last time they gave up 17, September of 91. And the Mariners are the first team to give up 15 plus in back-to-back games since the Rays did it in July of 07.
Well, don't let it be said. Billy knows what to do with a lead.
Yeah. Needs to patent it and sell it. 1-800. This is how you work with a lead.
Ryan Cook's going to take over for the Red Sox. Just 6 appearances on the year for him.
First hitter's Austin Jackson. Cruz hit a 2-run homer. Gutierrez aboard with a base hit. This is tagged pretty well. Long run for Betts. Center field, gone. 2-run homer. Austin Jackson. That's his 7th. RBIs 31 and 32.
Austin with a couple of doubles in last night's game and now a home run.
Two home run inning for the Mariners.
We'll take a look at it. Pitch is down and on the inside corner. Inside out swing. Was able to get the barrel to it. Basically just golfed it out. And just enough room to get it over the tall wall in center.
Mariners with the number up on the board here. Trumbo, the 7th man to the plate. One and 2 to count. Base hit. We got into the bullpen, and they keep this up. It would be the comeback of comebacks.
And another good day for Mark. Got a couple hits today. 2 for 3, scored a run.
Here's Montero. 0 for 3. Strikeout, fly out, and a ground out the first. Eighth man to the plate. Since the strikeout of Cano, which was out number 2, single, 2-run homer, and a single. Four runs here in this inning. Fly ball, good out of play. Crowd is thinned out considerably, 36,027. 1-2 to Montero. Keeps up the fight.
Everything is away. It looks like nothing but fastballs. Going to either hit the outside corner or miss off the plate. The last one right on the corner at 96.
Just inside. 2-2. Breaking ball. Boy, knee buckler right there. That ends the 8th inning. Mariners send 8 men to the plate, 4 runs on 5 hits. A couple home runs. Mr. Cruz hits his 35th. And Aston Jackson hits his 7th. Good inning for the Mariners. They trail 19-6. The descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Minuteman National Park in Lexington, Mass. And Brett Miller enters the game. Third base takes the place of Kyle Seager. And for the second time this season, Jesus Sucre will be on the mound for the Mariners. He pitched in a blowout in Houston.
Gave up just one hit in the inning.
Yeah, did well.
Didn't give up any runs.
And his first hitter is going to be Travis Shaw. The only starter has gone hitless thus far.
Pretty good fastball at 88 miles an hour.
Not bad at all. Fly ball left field. Goody makes the play, one down. Take a quick look at Sucre from our vantage point. Looks like a little smaller version of Bartolo Colon. Colon's a lot wider, but when you first look at him, I mean, he's solidly built, not carrying quite the belt line that Mr. Colon's carrying, but it just reminds me of it.
He's close to his fastball now, too. That last fastball, 90 miles an hour.
Tell you what, if he can develop the movement that Colon, he can pitch at least 43 as well. Josh Rutledge, the hitter. Base hit.
That spot in the lineup has been something today.
It's unreal, isn't it?
That's the 6th time the number 6 spot in the lineup has reached base.
Home run, hit batter, walk, single. Rutledge took Sandoval's place in that spot. 2 for 2 with a walk. Here's Diaz. He scored 3 times today, knocked in 2. Cruz cuts it off. 2 away. Bring up Blake Swihart. He's had a heck of a day. Single run scored, strikeout looking, RBI double, RBI single, walk, and a run scored. Pitch strike. Sox hitters 6 through 9 in the order. 15 runs, 11 for 17, 11 runs knocked in.
It's been unreal. As you take a look at the windup by Sucre, it looks pretty good. 7 pitches, 6 strikes from him.
He's ahead 0-2. That is remarkable. 11 for 17, 11 ribbies, 15 runs scored. Position 6 through 9 in the Sox batting order.
I'm going to try the breaking ball. The curveball at 74 miles an hour.
I like it. Move him off the plate. Right? I remember talking to him after at Houston. He had a blast. It was fun.
He's having a good time right now.
Yeah. What a week. He catches a no-no, and now he comes in a blowout. It's a pitch.
He's trying to protect his perfect ERA right now.
Yeah, right. Good point. Oh, man. It's been said a million times. We get a laugh they keep from crying. That's hit pretty well. It'll be a double. Boy. And scoring all the way from first is Rutledge. Rutledge had shut it down. He was going about less than half speed. And Brian Butterfield had to wave him on as he got around to third.
And at this point in the game, a little bit surprised they sent him.
Yeah, he was content to get into third easily. RBI double. Swihart. It's 3 ribbies for him.
And that number 6 spot has now scored 6 times.
Ouch.
Yeah. And you want to talk about having a day.
Oh, Bradley's been superb today.
Jackie Bradley Jr., number 9 hitter, 4 for 5, 3 doubles, a home run, driven in 5 and scored 4 times. There you go, 23 hits.
They outscored the Patriots in their first preseason game. Boy, this is a capper to his day or what? I mean, that is unreal. Unreal. I know it's against the backup catcher, but nonetheless, a 2-run homer for Jackie Bradley Jr. Wow. 2, 4, 5, 7 runs batted in.
That's a pretty good week for a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll take another look at it. Fastball down the middle of the plate. Five extra base hits for him today.
Franchise record runs allowed. It's a rocket. They didn't have to pipe in sound effects either.
Taking another look at the swing that's done a lot of damage in our Alaska Airlines Supermo. Gets that front foot down on time, and here comes the barrel.
Bogarts will be the 8th man to the plate. "22 runs by the Red Sox, double up the productivity of the Patriots a couple of nights ago when they lost to Green Bay 22-11. Cruz has got this one under control. And that'll do it. 8 men to the plate. And the lead now at 22-6. Well, he's got his soundproof. He's got the good headphones on, so he's good to go. All right, Angie, thank you very much. Well, I'll say one thing. He came, he's prepared back there for these types of eventualities. He's not had to handwrite anything. Three and two to Zunino leading off. Zanino charges one up. Stay high and gone. Wow, off the Sports Authority sign. That'll work. Make him feel good about his next start. For Mike, that's his 11th home run, 27th run batted in. Two-hit day for Mike.
And that home run was crushed.
Yes, it was.
Well, 3 and 2. He gets a fastball.
Brings up Marte. 22-7.
Marte's had a good afternoon. 2 for 4. Has a double. He scored a run and driven in a run.
Oh, nice catch. Well done. It's a screamer. Most hits the Mariners have allowed in a ball game. 26. Previous was 24. September 22 of 04 against Anaheim. And back in 81 against Boston. Most extra base hits, record tied at 22 in a 3-game series with a game to play. There's Brad Miller.
Brad's first at bat of the afternoon. Ended up picking up Kyle Seager, man. Oof. Wow. He almost threw that all the way out into the camera well and actually made it in there.
Sure did. On 2 to count to Brad. A home run by Zunino, the Mariners' 10th hit. Normally 7 runs on 10 hits is going to get you a W.
Yeah, especially when you have Felix starting that game, but it wasn't his day today.
Seven runs on 10 hits. Normally that's a real good day. Three and 2 to Brad. Base hit right over the head of second base umpire and crew chief Brian O'Nora.
That'll bring up Nelson Cruz. Nelson today 2 for 3, walk, and he hit his 35th home run. He's driven in 3 runs for the Mariners. Hit a home run dead center field.
Ball 1 to Nelly. Ryan Cook's given up 2-run homer to Austin Jackson. He's given up a home run to Zunino. Cruz ahead in the count 2-0. Look out. Two to 7. Boy, he didn't like that Blakeney call at all. See why. Goes Torey Lovulo. Managed this ball club for the remainder of the season. John Farrell. Undergo treatment for lymphoma beginning of Tuesday. Wow. That's ball 3. Wild pitch down to Miller the second.
Torrey's a good baseball man. He's been around the game for a long time. Probably be a manager one day.
I remember, a pretty good infielder, right? Backup infielder.
Yeah, played third base, a little bit of second.
3-2 to Cruz. Board, second time he's walked today. First and second now for the Mariners. It's offensive, you bet. Last 2 games in the series, hitting .511. 37 runs, 22 extra base hits. Man, 13 doubles, 2 triples, 7 homers, and runners in scoring position. A lusty .528.
Yeah, they've had everything going for him. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, out talking to Ryan Cook. Starting to get some action in the bullpen. Robbie Ross. Well, they need a big-time outing out of Nuno tomorrow.
Most certainly do.
Yeah.
As in, go deep, big fella, go deep. There's our CenturyLink What's Next. We were talking about the 7 runs scored 16 times this season. Mariners are 15-0. Here's Cano, base hit left field. A hold, Miller at third. Bases are loaded. Leadoff homer by Zunino. Now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Logan Morrison getting a chance to drive in some runs. And we're going to make a pitching change.
Well, luckily for this relief corps, come in both games with huge leads because they have not performed well. Take a break. Come back to Fenway right after this.
for Robbie Ross. 35 appearances on the year, ERA over 4, 4.14 ERA. 45 and 2/3. He has 39 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .261. He's given up 5 home runs.
One out, bases loaded. Wild pitch. Miller scores standing up. Everybody else moves up a base.
We'll take a look at it. First pitch from Robbie Ross, and he throws it right to the backstop. 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Called it a pass ball. Strike one. Back. Couple runs on the board here for the Mariners in the 9th inning. 2-2 here to Lomo. Dribbler picks up a run. Ross to the bag. Cruz scores. RBI Morrison. And there's 2 outs.
Bring up Austin Jackson. Homered in his last at bat, a 2-run home run, dead center field. He's 1 for 4.
Strike one, Austin. Seventh man to the plate. Base hit will pick up another run. 22-9. 3 RBI day for Austin Jackson. His hitting streak extended to 4 games with that home run back in the 8th. 22-10, beg your pardon.
22-10. And the Mariners now 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 8 out of the 9 spots for the Mariners have now scored. Bring up Mark Trumbo. Trumbo 2 for 3, scored a run.
One to mark. Eighth man to step in here in the 9th. All 2 strikes. Last 3 games. Done well. What's left of a sold-out crowd of 36,027. Rise to their feet. 1-2 pitch. 0-2. Two and two to Trumbo. 2 outs. Here comes Betts. He outruns it. And that is the ball game. So normally, 10 runs on 13 hits is a doggone good day for any ball club, but not in this case today. Red Sox win it 22-10.
And they're going to need a special effort from Nuno tomorrow. He's going to get the start. Bullpen should be in pretty good shape, but they need Nuno to hold down these Red Sox. They've been hot. Everything that they're hitting is falling in. So Nuno, big start for him tomorrow.
All right. Mariners.